Recorded Books and Orbi Digital present Cruel is the Night by Karo Hamalainen. Narrated by Stephen Crossley, Julian Elfer, Gideon Emery, Elizabeth Jasicki, and Liz Pearce.
Prologue. When Ludwig van Beethoven composed the theme for his famous Bagatelle in A minor, he scarcely could have imagined that it would be playing more than 200 years later in a luxury flat in London. Even less could he have envisioned the sound coming from a tiny box used for speaking to people on the other side of the world. Beethoven was probably just thinking of his lover, Teresa Malfatti, to whom he dedicated the piece. Tenaciously, the phone repeated the snippet of melody with the precision of a computer. Perfectly, flawlessly, without any personal interpretation. Each time it repeated, the volume grew. The iPhone, only 2 months old, vibrated on the brown lacquered surface of the chest of drawers. The buzzing caused by the vibration mingled with Beethoven's notes, creating a combined sonic experience familiar to anyone whose co-worker has ever left his phone behind in his open-plan office pod when going to a meeting, the toilet, or the coffee machine, and then didn't come back to answer it. The caller was persistent. When the call dropped, he tried again, and the classic Viennese melody started from the beginning, quiet at first and then gradually growing louder. From farther off another melody chimed in, this one originally a part of the Grand Valse by Francisco Tárrega. During the previous millennium, a Finnish mobile phone company had converted it into the call of the urban jungle, a series of sounds heard murmuring in overcoat pockets, making tinny echoes in subway cars, and breaking the tension of climactic moments in theatres everywhere. No one answered the call. The airy, relaxed progression of notes, amplified, drawn out and sharpened in post-processing, completed the indiscriminate orchestration, although it was only audible when Beethoven was resting, since it played so softly coming from the back of the apartment. No one was there to hear the noise and do what anyone would do after being forced to listen to half an hour of telephones ringing. Go and switch them to silent, or shut the blasted things off. This was the result of no one being in the rooms. No one alive.
Miko. The flight was unpleasant. A family with 2 children sat behind us, and somewhere over the North Sea, the boy decided that the armrests of the aisle seats would make excellent parallel bars. Using them to swing himself along the aisle was great fun. The fact that some of the passengers, myself included, were resting our elbows on his play equipment did not hinder the boy in the least. He simply grabbed hold of each perfect stranger's wrist and continued on his way. When the boy's game began, I knew it wouldn't last long. Temporarily limited discomfort was tolerable. It went as I had assumed. After 10 minutes of running amok, one of his many falls left him crying, which was followed by soothing and caresses from the mother. For the remainder of the journey, the parents succeeded in keeping the boy's attention on an activity book. On the other hand, the party of 5 young women sitting 2 rows ahead of us granted no such mercy. Their horse-faced ha-has pummeled my auditory canals, and the blondest of the quintet frequently ejaculated admiring and horrified uh-ohs. Thanks to my daughter Julia, I had learned the dialect of today's youth relatively well, but this was my first time hearing someone use the acronym OMG in speech. No principle of economy could justify the expression, as it could in a text message, because pronouncing the 3 letters took just as much effort as 3 one-syllable words, so it was nothing more than a corruption of the language. The women were talking about their plans for the future. One was nursing hopes of marrying an American exchange student and moving to Ohio to be a housewife. Or was it Orlando? They went through what each had packed. One had 3 blouses, another was going to make do with 2, but the latter had a dress with her that was pretty blouse-like and could also be worn with jeans, but not the one with stripes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?